Well, look what we've got back here, guys. Do you remember the Alfa we did? That Alfa was, I think, about a year ago now. And there was a client that saw us on YouTube. He's bought the same car, and this one is here for the same treatment. So I can't wait to get it in, show you what we're gonna do. It's the same process, full car kind of restoration work, lots of little bits, and just get this as good as we can get it. The keys with these, we can't remove anything off the car because they break. Right, so clay bar in it, nice and gentle, and then we'll get it in, dry it, and then tomorrow the real work begins. How exciting is this? Wow, so much work to do. Well, once it's dry, we'll go over the full remit of the job. And yeah, it's for a really special client as well, a Lotus guy, one of the top guys at Lotus. Super exciting. So yeah, we're going to finish claying this off, get it in, because as you can see, it's about to throw it down. And yeah, job done. Right, as with all the cars, gentle approach. So I'm going to use the Milwaukee blower, just trying to be as gentle as possible on the paint. Yes, he's not doing a great job drying it, but anything that I'm not doing, i.e. contact wise, we're keeping this thing in its best order as possible. Man, I can see the paint condition from here. I don't even need to get that inside. It's a lot of work. Do you know what? This leather interior has got the most wonderful old school smell. Okay, so we couldn't really go to town on this leather because the clients actually had it coloured, and what we don't want to do is scrape off the colour, which we can do very easily. So we give it a good clean, APC'd it down, and we are using leather guard on it. Now, I'm using leather guard for a reason. Firstly, it's anti-abrasive, so it will help this colour transferring onto your clothes, or the other way, your clothes, like say the blue jean, dyeing into this colour. So it will help that, make it really easy for him to just wipe off the client. And applying it is as simple as this. You literally spray this on our little applicator, which is down there, face up, and you just liberally coat it, and then we just kind of level in this coating like so. It doesn't have any smell. So I would, like I said, I would have liked to have used my Glip Tone on here, but I felt being coloured, let's give it more of an abrasion protection. So Neil's done the whole interior, and we're just finishing up the last seat here now. Nice. There you go. It's amazing how far that travels, isn't it? Wow, those come out really almost. Right, Neil spotted that the back of these rims were absolutely disgusting, so yeah, we get them off, give them a good clean. So just to give you an idea, there's the calipers done. Like I say, customer wasn't expecting that, but that just gives, yeah, they're very subtle. They were red before, but it just gives it a nice touch. So Neil's just gonna go through now, deal with the rest of the wheels, get these on, and then he's gonna give this a good clean inside here. Don't know when he's doing that. Might want to do that tomorrow at this point, but yeah, this is where we are. So we're gonna get this off, always using steam. Steam is gentle, and I'm always a little bit nervous about pulling stickers off paint like this because, yeah, we'd have a bit of a problem here. But that's what the client wants. We do what we're told to do. Let's go for it, Russ. So steam releases the adhesive. Don't use toffee wheels on a car like this, hell no. We just go a gentle approach. So if Neil catches that edge, he might even be able to keep steaming on the way down and see what happens, but already getting hot. Yeah, wow. Try pulling in plane like it's thing, so pulling upwards. See what happens. It might not work like PPF.
No, it's not. I'll just gently do it that way. It's going to leave glue either way.
It is.
I'll get to bed then, I'll put a bit more steam on it.
Should be able to get you. Shouldn't harm your hand. I tried to pull and yeah. Still leaving. Keep recording. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. So we've got quite a lot of paint transfer. What I'll do, keep recording, I'm going to measure the spot, see what we've taken off. That'll give me a good idea of what's happening here. Now we're good. Now we're good. Not taking anything off the paint. Have a look at your patch. Issues up there. Loads. It's that thick, I think we're actually skewing a layer off of it, which is not bad, but we just need to be careful with our passes and just keep an eye on temperature of the hood, temperature of your pad, your machine. If you know, that's all right. Just, you know what, I'm not seeing anything majorly concerning. I know it can be a little bit concerning when you see such paint transfer, but it's good. It's a good result as well. I think we'll be, if we can go a little bit more gentle on this one, and then maybe go a bit more harsh on our green compound, because at least that.
Yeah, it's a bit more forgiving.
Here's a test patch. Look at that. 2, yeah. So we're going to yield a very good result on this. Slightly unnerving because, as you've just seen, we're getting a lot of paint transfer, but I've got my measurements. As you can see, it's hugely thick. So we've got plenty to work with. We're taking minimal off, but we are getting that. It's not that I'm not used to seeing that. I just would prefer not to see that, but it is what it is. We're going to continue through the hood. I've measured all the panels just to give you an idea. So you can see, I've gone around the whole car, measuring the panels, so I know exactly the high spots, the low spots. We've got a blow off there. Haven't even done down here yet. Somebody's burnt through here. And any parts like this, I'll be going around and just making sure that Neil's aware. But yeah, just so you get an idea, that's what we're working with. Not great. So yeah, let's do it. Also, you know what? I'm also giving it, if you listen, if you've got that already doing, you're going to get a bit more cut with the speed. So just play around with your pressure a little bit. Obviously not ranching on it, but just a little bit there. Just got to get in your body out of it. Now these wings, somebody's had a go at this before and they're burnt down here. Let me tell you how you need to attack a wing like this. You've got to look at the shapes. Your pad can only bend and move so much. So straight away, I've just said to Neil, we're gonna go in there, that body line there, or we can even get one of our smaller machines, but it's not gonna give me the cut that I want in there. So what I'll do, machine in there, like this, on that straight line, then it's not bridging. We've got that hard body line. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be going over here and I can see there's a gap down the middle. There's going to be a hot spot there. And more importantly, where you can see my mark, there's going to be a hot spot there. It's going to blow the paint off. So I'm going to attack this edge like this. Then I'll deal with this flat. Then I'll deal with this in here. This relatively simple, watching hard body line at the top. So I'm going to put it on time lapse, but you'll see how I attack this now in the different angles. But yeah, really got to be careful on these sharp swedges like so. Right, second stage. First of all, let me show you my machine. I used a Milwaukee M18. Love this machine. Neil's not a big fan of this. He thinks that the weight balance is off. I don't agree. I think it's perfectly balanced. It is a little heavy, but I like to use the weight of the machine without too much pressure from myself. So we're now moving to the second stage. Car's looking fantastic. Neil, give it a quick scan. And first cut was on the microfiber, as you can see, a lot of paint transfer. We're now going over to an intermediate pad. So still gonna do a lot of cut work, and we're just gonna start glazing over these panels. We've got some degradation still left in the panels. This should do most of that clear up, and then we've still got a third pass to do. So we're gonna blow through the car. I'm gonna show you how, while we're at this point, I'm gonna show you how to prime a pad for anybody that's interested. So if you look at the pattern in there, priming a pad, what I'm gonna do, go to my low speed, just do a few dots. Might get a bit of sling, but what we'll do, turn it on, move up to about, and I'm not putting too much pressure, you'll hear the machine, hear that? And just hold it in that same rough area for about 20 seconds. And that is what you want to see roughly for a primed pad.
I mean, for me, that looks like glass.
Looks really good.
With the reflection.
And then if we get it with the, it's left a lot of, there's still a lot of hazing in there. So I think our third stage will need to be the yellow, not the white.
Oh, okay.
The yellow to clean everything up, but that is done a good job. It's really got out the last bits of degradation out of that. Really, really pleased. You really need to consider, you know, on these bigger jobs, you might not want to hear it, but to put a mask on, you really might need to consider it. You've got to remember, this is all clear that you're dealing with. You're breathing in a lot of shit. So I would consider it. Do you know what I mean? You're not saying you have to, but just think about it. Think about your health. You don't want to be polishing in here for 2 years and it's taking 20 years off your life. It's mad. Because this stuff that's coming off this, you can see it on your pad. So just think about it.
Based and all that.
Exactly. So just think about it. Just think about your health. I've got to stop and just do a video of this. This is ridiculous the way this is coming up. So that's my second stage. I've still got more refining work to do and I'm just blown away. If you saw how this looked before, well you did because you're watching the video. This is just night and day. So excited for the client to see this. Incredible. Okay, so last stage, guys, it's looking really good as well. So we're moving over to a micro cut, all Kosh Chemie products, yellow foam Rupes pad, and now we can bring our passes quite a lot bigger now because we're really just we're just getting that last little bit of haze out, all the hard work's done so we can really enjoy this stage. This won't take us long, so. DA, these are extremely expensive machines, and this just, again, nice and gentle. It's not going to harm the mirrors, and as you can see, super accurate. Look, I can pinch right up to that edge if I want to, like so. Let that spread. Right, so what I've done here is I've rubbed down these rusty areas here. Now, what I'm doing here, this doesn't need to be perfection, but I'm just trying to neaten this piece up. Basically, the client is having a short plate added to the rear of the car, which is going to come to here. So I've left with these exposed holes. I'm going to do like an OEM solution for these, which is, I'm thinking like Range Rover. When I wrap a Range Rover and I take these off, it's got holes in the plates like this, in the back of the panel. And what they'll do is they put little vinyl patches over. So as we are a vinyl shop, PPF and vinyl wrap, particularly PPF is one of our regular services here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. I might even rub it down so it's a bit smoother, and then I will cut some vinyl circles on a vinyl cutting machine, which cuts all the patterns for PPF and all our signage and whatnot. And I'm going to cover these up with a nice neat OEM like circle. Okay, so these are an example. So if you look, can you just see those? So put it on the machine, cut some circles to cover up the holes, and I'll show you what this looks like. And it's this little attention to detail, because I don't want to go and put filler in his bumper, but this will just cover up. You see these holes? I can put that over there, and look at that. Look how that blends. Remember, this is going to be going down at an angle, so that, let me show you, see what I mean? Cover that up, put a bit of a DC promoter on there, that will not come off. So that is, it's these little details now that are going to help me get this right, because like I say, I painted the last one and you're not going to match this matte finish. So instead of trying to match it, neatly cover it using vinyl, Some nice neat circles. They do this in the automotive sector regularly because I see it when I'm wrapping cars. And you know what? It's at this angle. See what I mean? So you're not going to see it anyway, but at least it gives the client his short plates that he wants. So, new enamel badges. So I've marked the F, or Neil has marked the F on the Pininfarina. I've got my center line here. We go up from the F, and this is our center point. Oh yeah. Oh, that was so satisfying. So, I'm not trying to, drop that there. I'm not trying to rewrite the rule books here, but what I am trying to do is just neaten things up a little bit. Obviously this is plastic and it's failed. So if I can just get a nice neat, and the problem is with these cars, as with everything, nothing is available. So if I can just get this neater, not saying it's perfect, you can't get the piece, but if I can just get it a little neater, I'm not sure it will stick because of the finish, but I can certainly give it a shot and see what can be done here. So yeah, it's just these little things like this that just neaten it up. Yes, it's a different finish, but it's better than it all peeling and looking scratched. Heat. So as you can see, I'm trying to do my heating and then get the heat out the car so I'm not harming anything in here. But I need to activate this glue, and I've got to do it slowly because I don't want to delaminate anything that's in here. That looks all right. Pleased with that. So these are bubbled. So what I need to do, so I'm going to rub all these down like this, nice and flat. Whew. And then I'm going to re-wrap these in a nice satin finish. So I'll show you the final finished result once these are wrapped. Right, raw metal piece. As you can see, these looked really terrible. Didn't film this on the last one, but again, all this is over here is vinyl, so we're just replicating. Yes, we still got a little bit of a finish on it, but it's better than it was before, much better. So what I'll do, get my heat gun. Would have loved a better smooth finish on there, but again, I've got to think about my own risk as well in terms of how far I'm willing to go. But this certainly is improving the finish. Just dragging my knife very gently down the side of the piece, and you gotta hope that it cuts how you want it to cut. Feels like it is. Very delicate trimming work. And a lot of experience required to get these little pieces done to the required standard and be able to move hands like I am, as you can see, using my left hand now to cut. not easy to get right. Trim there, create a relief cut over here. Watching the rubbers that are there, release that. And then what I'll do is use my squeegee, get that lower section down. And then now I've got the awkward part to trim, which is as I lose the rest here, I've now got to freehand this. So this is completely freehanding the tip of the blade, super gentle, because it's going to want to move around about here where it is trying to move. So here I'll start at the bottom and try and meet it and see what happens, and hopefully that's good enough. Yeah, that can work. I'll heat those sides. Have I got that good enough there? No, I haven't quite caught there. And now, go start the other side. So if I just move this to there. 2 minutes so far. And now, again, floating my blade. This is freehand. I'm using this finger to slide down here. And I think by the time you guys have watched this video, I will have won Wrapping Company of the Year 2023-24 to go with my Detailer of the Year. So nice accolade for sure. And this is why, because we use it in non-traditional ways to. Nice, that come out all right. It's not perfect. The finish isn't absolutely perfect because the metal underneath it's absolutely pitted and battered. But yeah, not bad. I'll give that a heat and then jump onto the other side. Okay, so car is now all complete, and the final piece of the puzzle is this, and this is extremely expensive ceramic coating. It splits into 3 coatings, with obviously with the top layer of EXO, but this splits out to 3 with the other coating. Extremely hard wearing. You're talking on paint like this, probably about 10, 12, 13. Let me jump up another one, 14 times harder than the clear that the car is actually sprayed with at a factory. So this is very, very, very hard wearing. If we make a mistake, we're gonna have to sand it off, which I definitely don't want to do. So what we do, we're gonna apply in 30 by 30 squares. I'll film Neil doing one. 30 by 30 squares. I've just realized my camera's slightly off, but it doesn't really matter. 30 by 30 squares, and we'll blend and we'll move down the panel. So in fact, let's not talk about it. Let's get Neil to do an example. So here we go. Like I said, 30 by 30 squares, really important. And he's gonna color in. You can actually see this darkening and going on the panel. Look at that, nice. Look at the difference from here to there. This is very, very, as mentioned, high-end stuff. So he's gonna go that way. He might go the other way as well. No, he's left it that way, and that's the way the water's gonna run. That's the correct way to do it, and then he'll blend, because obviously you can see clear line, so we'll blend down the panels. I'll be working on the other side. This just makes maintenance, wards off, keeps scratches at bay, wash marring. And there we go, there's the door. Okay, so I've loaded up the pad twice, so literally like pipette, and you pretty much soak it with this. Now, EXO, this is the top of Ultra, and this you can apply to, say, a full door or half a big panel. I'm not gonna, am I gonna do half? What do you think, Neil? Should we do half or should I do stick in my section?
I think maybe this side of the stage.
So, and what we're gonna do with this one, you've got a lot more time. So I'm gonna go up the panel like so. I'm collecting it from there. So that's keeping it, and there's quite a lot on there. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna go around the outside, draw back in, and then I'm gonna start coming up, like so. It's very strong smelling. I quite like the smell of it, to be honest. And there is our piece. So what I'll do to level it is like so. So what I'm gonna do, fresh rags. I like to make sure they smell good. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I like to put them on my face. I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but you can feel if I can't feel if this is rough. I don't want a rough rag touching on the car, even though they're new or cleaned. And then we're just gonna spread like so. Spread like so. Nice and gentle. We've got a nice haze on there now. So what I can do, put this one back. And then now this one, we'll just level that coating, buff it off. Like so. And that's it, job done. And we're gonna do that over the rest of the car as we've done with the other one and make that count. Perfect. And here we go. The big reveal. Let me clean the lens. Let's see how she looks like outside. You good? You good? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at her. Oh yeah, that looks flipping nuts. We'll leave her running. Oh yeah, bro. Jesus Christ, that looks amazing. Wow. Okay, this has come out interior. How cool is this? Look at the wrapped tray lid. Came out really, really well, that wrapped tray lid. We've got these wrap sections on here. Let's go over it. Our black diamond detail, so the kitchen sink thrown at it in terms of paintwork. So 3 stages of paintwork correction. We've touched in all the plastics. New plates at the front. The plates at the front look really good, Neil. They're great. Really pleased with those. I mean, look at this. Just look at it. That's some difference. Here we go, look at that, wow. So much work done to it. We'll get it back in the shop. I just wanted you to see what it looked like outside. We want to turn this around for the client. We'll get it back in the shop and then I'll do a detailed walk around and show everybody what's been done and really talk about it, talk about what bits we couldn't get right, but that looks incredible. And guys, here we are finally done. It's Friday, the 1st of December 2023. It's been an amazing year for us at the shop. Absolutely record-breaking year in terms of sales, customers, clients that have gone through. Massive expansion in terms of where we're going and things that we're doing. So yeah, great year. But anyway, let's get into this Alfa, another one, the second one that we've had. Maybe we'll get more, we probably will, wouldn't surprise me. And it's all because of the first Alfa we did. So here's the next one, owned by one of the directors of Lotus UK. Thank you so much for choosing us. It means the world. We was actually off-site yesterday at one of our dealer kind of contracts that we do for protection work, so G-Technic protection work over at the dealers. And do you know what it reminded me? It reminded me how high our standards are in here. And me and Neil, I'm putting pressure on myself, I'm putting pressure on Neil that we should be doing this better and we should be doing that better and our space should look better. And I went to a very prestigious dealership and actually was shocked by how poor it was. And guys, I can't explain to you. It was terrible. Anyway, let's get into the walk around of this one. There's so much we've done. I don't even know where to start really. So let's start with the external. So obviously the car was outside, prepared, and then we've got it in and we started working through 3 stages of very intensive correction work. Difficult job to get right because, well, it's had varying degrees of paint. So this whole side I can see has been painted. I can see the marks in here. Obviously it's a really old Alfa, but it's in great shape really overall. It just needs a little bit of seasoning to get it right. So 3 stages. If you hear any noises in the background, it's because Neil's over there cleaning the pads off, ready for the next job. So here we go. Look at that. Look how that's turned out. Look at that. Beautiful. So 3 stages of correction work. We gave it Crystal Serum Ultra Black, which is these 2. Extremely high-end coating, very expensive as well. You know, you're talking 500 quid's worth of coating there by the time that's applied. So exterior, 3 stage. We would have done more if I needed to. We did have a budget with this one, so you know, and it's a fairly high budget, but it's, you know, there's only so much we can do. So we replaced, moving on from the bodywork, added these new enamel badges, changed the plates, tried to cover up I've left the original holes, but I've covered up the drill holes in the bumper. Let's go to the back plate. Added a short plate to the rear, because that's what the client wanted. Short plate to the rear. Again, covered up the holes using vinyl, which I then heated and pressed to give me the same finish, because it's, I don't know if you can see this, but because it's quite an orange peely finish, my vinyl sticker will take up that finish. So that's that. And now we're going to head into some of the repair work to the bodywork. So here, you saw me do this, but look at this. Can you see where the wrap is there? It's actually across the top here, which I've then melted in place. That is melted in place, and then I've glued it. I've used an adhesive promoter. Such a good match. I can't believe, Neil, how well that actually turned out. We've touched in the body kit in numerous places, touched in as much as I can, as much as I feel comfortable with. I've touched in little bits there, and the overall effect is just stunning. Repainted the calipers, as you can see. One of the wheels, which one was it? It's this one, isn't it? This wheel we repaired. God, you can't even see it. Repaired that wheel, so sanded it down, repainted the rim. That actually turned out really quite well, look. Yeah, can't even tell at all. So that one's actually repaired, or to the best of our ability. We're not real wheel refurbers, but just gave it a little sand down, a little bit of liquor paint, a bit of filler to just get one of the scuffs off the wheels. What I did do is wrap this lid because it was badly damaged. So I've used the same wrap for this and actually wrap this, and it's just give it a cleaner finish. Touched in all the, one thing I forgot to mention, touched in all the black paint work, cleaned out all these hinges and repacked them with grease. I just remembered, and there we go, look at this. Beautiful. Did some repair work on the inside of the sunroof. There's just so much, it's so, and I suppose the overall picture is just this, just a classic that, you know, for a couple of grand, you've got restoration grade work, because short of respraying this, you're just not going to get it to look like this. So pleased with how it's turned out. I hope the customer is as pleased as I am. I think he will be. And we will see, because he's on his way. Beautiful.